Hello everyone, it is Sunday evening, which means one thing, League One Live is back. Big week in Sky Bet League One. We had promotion parties that were halted. We had big results at the top for Derby County. Bolton were held 4 points behind Derby now, but with a game in hand. And if they win that, Derby need to win their last two games to win promotion, unless Bolton slip up. If Bolton do lose on Tuesday and Derby win next Saturday, they will be promoted to the Championship after 2 years in this division. Fleetwood potentially one game away from League Two, and Wrexham and Stockport join the madhouse of that League One for 2024-2025. 11 teams already confirmed their place. We could have 12 as early, as next week as well, with Stevenage potentially as well, and some big teams in the playoff race as well that could confirm their place in League One for next season as well. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay down below. But before we do so, let's bring him in, our co-host, Jakey boy. How are we, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good, mate. I hope you're well. I've noticed there's already a lot of love for me in the comments, which is to be expected. But no, look, we've lost one game in 17. If you lose one game every 17, Ben, you lose 3 games all season. So I'm not fussed. We got beat by a decent side. I don't think we deserve to lose, but hey, such is life. But no, mate, I'm good. I've had a good weekend. We've had a lovely time filming T-Lop, and it's all good, mate. Nothing bad here.
Hello to the people in the comments: Chris, CJ, Billy, Mother, Luke,
Come on, then.
Ollie.
A lot of Oxford fans around, isn't there, Ben?
Katie, hello.
Hey.
All right.
A lot of Oxford fans. Where have you been all season, chaps?
David. I think you're on about Derby. Derby still need to win 2 games because Bolton potentially win the other day as well. If you could like the stream as well, that'd be massively appreciated. Jake, good weekend, mate.
Yeah, apart from the football.
I've had a winning machine. Yeah, on this. How is that winning machine? 2 games since you said that, 1 draw and a defeat. You're winning machine.
Ben. It's 2 games, Ben.
Not
Ben,
2 games. The winning machine.
Ben, can Lincoln still finish in the playoffs? Mathematically, yes. Not over. I'm very happy, and we'll come on to this. I'm very happy for Oxford fans to think that it's over. I'd rather you thought like that, because can Lincoln go to Oxford and win? Absolutely. I'm not worried, mate, at all. Not worried at all.
Can I just?
You can say what you like, Ben. You can absolutely say what you like.
Just interrupt you there. It's not over, is it?
Hey, it's a private chat, that, Ben.
Well, don't say it's over then. Don't say it's over.
I think you could. I think, Ben, having seen you walk out of a ground before, you can completely change your thoughts from when you're walking out the ground through to when you come home and have a think about it. So yeah, when I walked out the ground, I thought that's it, season's done. But I then went and thought, you know what? If we go to Oxford and win, which we can do, which I know we can do because we did it last year, then absolutely we can still finish there. So
should we go for it then? League One.
I tell you what, mate. Yeah, we can go for it.
90 minutes, right? So how we're going to do tonight? We're going to go in a different order, right? My brain was a bit confused last week. We structured it. I've done about 3 hours, right? I was a bit tired in the middle of the day. I had a bit of a power nap because, it's hard being, on the show with Jake because, when you've got to bring the brains and the beauty as well at the same time as well. It's hard.
What are you bringing then, Ben?
What?
What are you bringing then?
You're funny, aren't you?
Yeah.
League Two content next season.
Yeah, League Two, Ben. Enjoy Harrogate.
No, mate. We're overachieving, mate. We should be in the National League North.
What game are we going? Where are we going first?
Right, we're going to start off with the 2 irrelevant games. Well, in my eyes, the irrelevant games. Shrewsbury still nothing to play for, so we're going to go the 2 games with maybe not much to play for. We're going to go to the playoffs. The bottom 4, the playoffs, and then kind of the top 2 as well. So there's lots to digest. We'll start off with Cambridge, who got a great point at home to Charlton. Okay then. Charlton were winless in 16 games, wasn't they? Since then, unbeaten in 13. However, in that 16-game winless run, they drew 8. In the unbeaten run, they've drawn 9. That's 17 draws, I think it is, in, 29 matches? It's ridiculous, really, when you think about it. They've managed to win 4 of which, lose 8. Cambridge have picked up a tidy 7 points in the last 4. Charlton have drawn 5 of the last 6. It's a decent point. Connor Wycombe gets a goal. It's a nice, really good touch and finish into the corner. And basically, now they've confirmed that status in League One, which we all knew they were going to do. Good point.
Yeah. Also, you have to give a massive shout out, Ben, to Josh, who walked from Charlton to Cambridge. Did you see that? Set off on Thursday and walked all 78 miles to the Abbey from South East London, which is a massive credit to him and his club. On the game, yeah, I thought it was a bit of a nothing game, to be honest. It's a good point for Charlton. It confirms their place in League One, like you say. Cambridge, you maybe think need another win, Ben, from their last 2 or 3. I did like how it was Macaulay Bonne that was the one that got the goal for Cambridge. Obviously, he had big connections with Charlton and quite a lot to do with quite a lot of negativity was towards him from Charlton, the fan base. So for him to score, I'm sure that would have been sweet for him. But like you said, I think it's a good point for both. Charlton have been a different animal under Nathan Jones, and you look at some of the results they've got. They've got very good draws with us, Portsmouth. They got a draw with Stevenage as well. Yeah, no, it is a nice ground, Katie. You're not wrong. Some of us have done it already. But Ben, I think Nathan Jones is going to be ruthless at Charlton in the summer. I don't know what you think. Just to throw it forward, I think a lot of the playing squad that are here now are going to get told you're pretty much surplus to requirements. I think we're going to see a much stronger Charlton next year. I think the division is going to be a lot better for that.
Yeah, 100%. Wycombe against Shrewsbury, a sending off. What were your thoughts of it? Because he goes flying in, doesn't he? It's a challenge where, look, momentum is taken there. I think Flanagan, the one who goes in, and momentum is taken in there, and he's every right to go for the ball. But it's a cruncher of a challenge, and he leaves his men down to 10 men, and Wycombe go and score 2 goals. They open up. 1-0, Shrewsbury have to go for it, and the second goal they just open up. They've managed to win 6 games away from home this season. Wycombe now, they've won 14 games all season, 55 points, won 4 of the last 7. For Shrewsbury, 2 points in the last 4. I still think they need another point where they've got Bolton away, Charlton away, and Orient at home. It's a tough run for them. I think that Orient game is going to be massive for them if they can nick something at the Vale. But with Charlton being on good form, I know Charlton love a draw. I think Shrewsbury would love a draw here. They can go with nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain on Tuesday evening at the University of Bolton Stadium. It wasn't a great game. Wycombe just over double of the expected goals of Shrewsbury, 0.32 to 0.66. 0 shots in that first half, and expected goals of 0.08 to 0.13 in that first half. Good result for the chair boys. That's what they used to do on a regular basis. If they can try and get somewhere towards 60 points, it might make a decent season from a cup final that they were unlucky to lose in, and then a decent finish in the league and go into next season on momentum.
Yeah, on the red carpet, I think if you're going to give a referee a decision to make like that, then more than likely, and we've seen the standard of officiating, and we'll come on to that later, no doubt. I think you're giving a referee a decision to make, and he's made a decision. I don't think you can blame the referee for getting to the conclusion, which he did. You talked through it really well. I don't think it was a game where I don't think it swung one team's way. I think the red card obviously affected that, but leading up to the red card, I don't think either team were massively great. There wasn't a lot of momentum from either side until that red card. And for Wycombe, it's a fantastic win away from home, like you mentioned. They've already confirmed their place, but it's important just to keep totting up the points because you don't want to end the season badly. We've seen before, Ben, how when you finish in mid-table, you end the season badly, and you tend to not have a good season the following year, do you, Ben?
All right, calm down.
But obviously for Luke Leahy, that'll be a nice touch for him to go to Shrewsbury and score one of the goals. Got a good reception as well from Shrews fans from what I gather. He did a lot for Shrewsbury, didn't he? I think obviously coming in from Bristol Rovers, I think he was one of Shrewsbury's best players. I think he had a really good spell there and was really effective for them. But also Kone getting a goal, but I think that's really big. I think he's going to be a really big player to look out for next year, coming from non-league and making a step into the FL pretty seamlessly. So, yeah, good win for Wycombe. Like you, I think Shrewsbury maybe need another point, another 2 points if they can get 2 points in the 3 games. Ben, I think they'll be over the moon, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what they can do next year. So I know I'm throwing it forward quite a lot, but when you're talking about these teams that don't have an awful lot to play for and the prospects aren't looking great at the minute, you sort of just want to throw it forward to see how they're going to get on. And I think they can be a really solid League One team under Paul Hurst.
A big thank you to the 165 people in the live stream. If you could like, and we're currently at 37 likes across the platforms. If you could like, that'd be massively appreciated as well. And just over 100 away from 14,000 subscribers. Right, relegation battle time. Now, Port Vale, I watched Darren Moore's interview and found it very telling. They've won 2 out of 14 since Darren Moore's been at the football club, and they were back-to-backs, weren't they? They beat Burton away 1-0 and Bristol Rovers 2-0, where they had 11 shots on target. You know, Ryan Loft eventually did score at Burton after missing an absolute sitter. I remember being, in the car with you and thinking, just praying for a point, and then, Port Vale go and get a winner. And, Vale have won 5 of the last 35 matches, right? They've taken 24 points from that period. So they've won 5, drawn 9, Jake, lost 19. They've got the lowest points tally in 2024, lower than Carlisle on points per game. It's not been great. They've conceded 32 at home, as have Barnsley, as has Fleetwood, I think conceded 33. There's a lot of teams that have conceded a lot of goals at home. But yet again, it was just like that Fleetwood game at home where they are in control, they're 2-0 up. In at half time, they go and get a scrappy goal against them. The heads go. I think it's the second or the third goal? It's a really nice flick, and he's thunderbolted it into Connor Ripley's far corner. And every time they've been cut open so easily, so easy to play against. Exeter are a good outfit. They've won 6 of the last 8, unbeaten in that 8, scored 16 goals. They're 2 points better off already than the tally from 46 games last season. The decision to stick with Gary Caldwell has been a good one. They're going to look for 60 points, which I always think is a great tally. I know you always look for 50, but 60 points is remarkable in League One, especially when you've got a budget like Exeter as well. I thought Ali up front led the line. He's got 3 and 2. He scored away at Leighton Orient in the week as well. Got 2 goals the other day. But for Port Vale, the positives, Chisler got his 8th goal of the season. De Pepper again, another individual bit of brilliance, like he did against Bristol Rovers. By
the way,
he looks very good. The goalkeeper should be questioning himself in Sinsalo, who I think is on loan from Villa. He's been one of the better goalkeepers in the division this year. Look, Port Vale, they've got some tough games coming up. They've got Wycombe, they've got to go away at Bolton in that period, and then they play Cambridge at home. 3 games, I think potentially they're going to need 6 points. Well, I can't see them beating Bolton, and those 2 home games against Cambridge and Wycombe will decide if they're a League 2 club next season. If they do go down, they're not coming back up. What do you think?
Yeah, Port Vale are a little bit stinky, aren't they? I think Darren Moore's maybe not had the effect going in that Port Vale, the board, wanted. If you can remember, if you cast your mind back, Ben, when they announced him on a 5-year contract, 5.5-year contract, everyone was thinking, what an appointment that is for Port Vale. He's going to go in there, he's going to rip it all up, and he's going to get them out of it. And to be honest, what followed, 4 defeats in 4. I think his first point was a draw against Hello Jack. Nice to see you.
Could do with you at the minute, Jack.
Hey?
Could do with you.
Yeah, I'm going to go and see him on Tuesday before our big cup final on Tuesday. But yeah, I thought Port Vale bossed the first half. Goals, like you're right, from De Pepper and Chisler. I think those 2 have been pretty bright sparks. Obviously, De Pepper's coming to the team because they've been forced with injuries, with the likes of Ooch missing out. Ryan Loft's not had a great season. Wilson's been injury prone a bit, like we've sort of seen before. But they bossed the first half, and then Exeter, they've taken this confidence from Tuesday, Ben. We looked at on T-Lot how they came back from 2-0 down away at Leighton Orient, and those 2 late goals have sort of spurred them on. And the second half of pure dominance from an Exeter point of view, Ben, I thought they absolutely bossed it. 61% of the ball, 5 shots on target, 4 of them went in, 8 corners. They completely camped them in the Port Vale half, and they ended up getting their reward, really. Like you say, Milner Cali has been a revelation since coming into the team. Luke Harris is someone that I bigged up on online from Fulham. He's a really technically gifted footballer,
Yeah.
similar
Great
to
goal.
Ollie O'Neill that's gone in at Leighton Orient, who's made a really big impact. So, a good win, like you say, Ben, for Exeter to be set on 58 points with every sort of chance in the next 2 games to get to 60. I think they've done extremely, extremely well. And we said this on TL. Was it Tom that said this about Exeter in that period around Christmas could have sacked Gary Colwell, like Katie said there. But fair play to him, he's come through the other side and he's got this team playing really good football. And I think, and I know it's I'm making it about the playoff race, but Oxford got to go to Exeter, Ben, on the last day. Exeter, like you say, in good form. They won't be easy. I don't think they'll roll.
Morecambe down last year.
I don't think they'll roll over for anybody between now and the end of the season. So, good win for them. If they can keep the momentum going and have a good end to the season, maybe they'll be one of those teams that will be targeting maybe top 10 next year for Exeter. To see how they go.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheltenham weren't at the races again yesterday. Jake, you will be at the races, won't you?
I will be, yes. Give a little bit of a sneak preview, shall we, for my fancy dress for Cheltenham next week. You'll know it's me. Any Cheltenham fans, you'll know it's me. AP McCoy colours. But yes, mate, we're at the races next week. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Now, Bristol Rovers scored their first goal in 8 games, lost 6 of the previous 8, conceded 14 in that period, had 5 shots on target yesterday, 1.9 expected goals, just scored just over that on the 3 as well. Again, it was a good win for them. It really is. Cheltenham have lost the last 4 games, conceded 9 in that period, only scored the 3. 1 win in 11 for the Robins. I wonder where that came from at Fleetwood away. Lost 7 as well. They've got 4 games left. You've got to go away at Burton. And now a win for Burton and anything less for Fleetwood could signal that last spot as well. Realistically, Cheltenham need to win that game. They've got Lincoln, Peterborough and Stevenage after that, which is a brutal last 3 games. And people keep saying to me, Port Vale have got games in hand. Cheltenham got games in hand. Yeah, they've got to play Lincoln, Peterborough and Stevenage.
Yeah,
Port Vale have got to play Bolton with their game. And like Port Vale's 2 games in hand. We're against Bolton and, I think they have Bolton, Wycombe and... the other one that they played last week, at Peterborough away last week.
That open the door for Fleetwood, Ben, if you get a positive result on Tuesday?
No, it doesn't. No.
I was hoping you might say yes.
We're not talking about Fleetwood. For Cheltenham again, I was speaking to Matt and I listened to Daryl Clark, and his facial expressions gave it away basically, and it wasn't a great period for them, was it? Look, he didn't score in 11 games. He comes in and basically saves them. They were, I think, at one point they were 9th in the league in his form since he came into the Football Club after those 3 wins. Big issues for them. Matt Taylor going out injured. Obviously, they've struggled with injuries for Aidan Keener and Lloyd, and they've not been able to keep us, losing Goodwin and Tom Pett and Kinsella and Bond in midfield just don't offer goals like they're good players. I know Sercombe again has been a good goal scorer for them, this season as well. Bristol Rovers, good win for them. Chris Martin, no goals in 9, but a good result yesterday.
Yeah, like you say, Ben. I think Cheltenham are just. I feel like they might have had that good spell a little bit too early. They didn't really get out of the woods, did they? From our yeah, she has actually.
First blow.
We thought they had this momentum, didn't they? Under Daryl Clark, and we thought, they've got games in hand. Cheltenham are on a roll. They've got some good players in that team, like you say, Sercombe. I feel like it's just gone a little bit after a couple of defeats. They've not played to the performance levels that I know that Daryl Clark will be wanting from them. And yesterday, again, I thought they were really poor. They were beaten by a Bristol Rovers team that, let's not forget, like you said, hadn't scored in 8 games. They didn't. To be fair, Ben, I think in all of certainly 3 or 4 of them games, they have made enough chances to probably score. I think back to the game where we beat them, they probably should have scored. I think back to the game that they lost at home the other week, Bolton, they probably should have scored in that game. Baxter made a couple of good saves. So yeah, I think this Bristol Rovers team, Ben, when they get firing, are a good team. They've got Brandon Aguilera, who's a lad from Forest, who I rate really high. I think he's made a good impact since coming in. Like you say, Chris Martin, though he didn't score, they still get the 3 goals. And I do worry about Bristol Rovers. Obviously, there's a lot of out of contract players there in the summer. And you look on the face of it, the only player that Matty Taylor's really brought in is Camille Conte. I think if you ask the Bristol Rovers fans in the chat, Camille Conte has been a pretty good signing for Bristol Rovers. They've got a lot of work to do in the summer. Bristol Rovers, for me, I think they're obviously they've got a new football recruitment process kicking in, new recruitment team coming in. Do they go back in for Clark Harris? Do you think Clark Harris would be good in this Bristol Rovers? I think he probably would. The amount of chances that they create. So
I don't believe in that. Who really fits with our system? Well, I'm not being funny. Chris Martin does. He scored 20 goals.
Yeah, I think
scored 20. I don't think Haaland fits in Man City's system. Haaland scores 25 goals a season.
Yeah, but I think Clark Harris. I think Clark Harris would be very good at Bristol Rovers. I think he'd add an element. Like you mentioned, Ben's mentioned there. Look, Jordan Ross to being back in the matchday squad after 18 months is absolutely huge. And you'll tell us, Ben, how good of a player he was at Fleetwood when he actually got going.
He's a championship player. I have this motto, Jake, as you know. Everybody's in League One for a reason, whether it's injury record, whether it's age, whether it's not being good enough, whether it's, say again.
I don't disagree, Ben.
You disagree. Whether it's being too young, whether it's not being given an opportunity yet, whether it's, you're waiting for the right move. And there's lots of different reasons. He's his injury. He is a I'd say championship standard player because he got injured against Tranmere at home when we won 2-1. And then we just didn't look the same, after he got injured. So, good to see that. Right. The bottom four race then. Burton Albion, 43 points, Jake. They've got Cheltenham and Reading at home this week. They have lost their last 7 at home. They realistically need something from there. Shrewsbury on 46. Cambridge are on 46. Cambridge have got 4 to play, right? They've got to go to Port Vale, have Cambridge, and they've got some interesting games in there. I've not included them in this tally on my notes here, but Shrewsbury 46 points just in front. I still think they need another point. But these are the 4 for one spot. So those two, they've got to go away at Fleetwood, right? Port Vale are on 40. They've got to Wycombe at home, Bolton away, Cambridge at home. Massive game, circled that over there. Cheltenham 38. They have got 4 games. They have got 2 away games at Burton, and on the last day of the season, they've got Stevenage. And in a sandwich between that, they've got Lincoln and Peterborough at home. They're 2 of the sides that realistically could have nothing to play for as of when they play them. I think Peterborough already have nothing to play for, and I think Lincoln will go to the very end. And I kind of think, well, even if they don't have to get, lose on Tuesday night, I still think they'll come out with something to hope for as well. So Fleetwood on 37, Peterborough away, could be relegated if Burton better the result at home to Cheltenham. And then they've got to go away at Orient, not want to win a Saturday for over 12 months. It was 12 months, I think, yesterday or today when we played Accrington, and Burton at home on that last day of the season. It's big. It could go either way. Fleetwood 37. It's that Fleetwood Cheltenham game that are massive. If Fleetwood win that, Fleetwood go to 40, Cheltenham go to 35, and basically Cheltenham are relegated from the division. It's simple as that, isn't it? Burton, Cheltenham could be relegated, instead of us on Tuesday evening. But Fleetwood yesterday, going back to that, won the game. I thought we were brilliant. I thought by first half we should be at least 7-0 up. And, I know I'm turning to you, and I say that we have 2 great goals. Promise goes through 1-on-1, miss it. We have 2 glaring opportunities that I was kind of cutting out my vlog just to make it 10 minutes yesterday. We had 2 glaring opportunities before the goal. We had a couple of moments where we didn't get a shot away. 7-0 probably a bit tough, but we had 3 or 4 big moments in the game where we should be at least 3 or 4-0 up. And then second half, it's just about getting through. Again, we have a chance right in the first half. 20 seconds in, Promise goes through. Every time Promise goes through 1-on-1. I compared him to Darwin Núñez away at Wycombe. I went, give him a second to score a goal, he's fine. Give him time to think about it. No, not a good player. Look, he scored his 6th goal of the season. Bettered last season's tally as well. Northampton going through the motions, as you would expect. 4th win under Charlie Adam. 19 points for his troubles. Will be the 4th worst in the division as well. I think it's only Burton, Port Vale and Carlisle that have got less points than Fleetwood in 2024. Northampton have never scored or never won at Highbury in their previous 5 meetings.
Maybe that's why you went for 2-0 then.
I always thought we'd win 2-0 yesterday. We won 2-0. 59 points as they look for 60, as they have got to have Exeter at home and got to go away at Oakwell on the final day of the season. I will say one thing, Barnsley are in those playoffs, yeah, and one of the least teams I would like to play on that final day is John Brady's Northampton.
Yeah, just on this game, Ben, and we'll cover Fleetwood first. I was really impressed yesterday. I think I covered your game on T-Lock, Ben. I thought Fleetwood played really well. Like you said, they had 3 or 4 opportunities in the first 5 minutes to score, and then obviously Promise goes and gets the goal. And then I think it's not domination from a Fleetwood point of view, but I certainly think it's probably one of the best you've played in quite a while in terms of pinning an opposition in and keeping them in. I mentioned on T-Up, I thought Boston Wild played maybe as a bit more of a advanced state rather than a holding 6, which is what he's been known to do quite a little bit. I was impressed with him. Obviously, the twins both got the goal, which will be good. I'm sure the referee that sent Boston the Wild off will be happy that he got a double. But again, I thought you were good. Northampton are a good side, Ben. But I think what looked like yesterday was the fact that Fleetwood know that they could. I'm not saying you do. Fleetwood could have something to play for next week, whereas Northampton know their season is done and finished. I think once you lose that edge a little bit, I know you're going to come back to our game and say that's a load of rubbish, but I think sometimes, on occasion, you can see that in players, and I think a lot of them are not playing for a lot. You think a lot of Cobblers players had off days. Kieran Bowie, Mark Leonard wasn't at his fruitful best either. But it's a good win, Ben, for Fleetwood. I know you're 6 points clear. Didn't help you with results going the way they did. Like you say, Northampton, if they can get to 60 points, it's been a really successful first year in Sky Bet League One. And I agree. Going to Barnsley on that final day, they could definitely have something to play for, Barnsley. And they could drop out. But yeah, good win for Fleetwood, Ben. And if you do it on Tuesday, this Peterborough team has just been thumped 5-0, Ben. You might they might really be down in the doldrums.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are currently, by the way, in the process of making a behind-the-scenes weekend.
You told me not to mention it.
Well, that's why I'm mentioning it, mate, because I wanted to be the first to mention it. And as you can see, we are currently filming a behind-the-scenes episode. We did some filming yesterday, and we're going to do some filming on Tuesday night as well. So if you're fans of joining the members, I think there's 6 pieces of content out there as well. A 24-minute episode out with Jake, almost 23.5 minutes. Round it up, as we always do, us blokes. Again, if you want to go and watching that as well, come and join the party. We've got 43 recurring members and 10 monthly members. Link down below. If you fancy joining as a member, it would be massively appreciated. And it goes on helping the channel out as well. You can find all the details down below. Only $1.99 for 4 extra pieces of video a month, less than a coffee from Costa or even spoons these days. They're going up these days as well. I can say that now. Stevenage lost their 5th game at home on Saturday afternoon to the home of Martin Patterson's tricky Brewers. But the last 3 victories have all come away from home, all by the scoreline of 2-1 away at Bristol Rovers, Leighton Orient, and now Stevenage. They lost 8 of the previous 10 before yesterday as well. Great result. Their first win in 56 days, Jake, in which was a day that signalled the end pretty much for Stevenage is time in the League One playoff battle. That 1 win in 10 games, taking 8 points in that period. It's not been a great period for the Stevenage outfit.
You're Martin Patterson's biggest fan, aren't you, Ben? That's what I've
heard. I thought they had a great week in training. I really did.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Whilst it keeps Burton's playoffs, they wish, relegation fears at ease a little bit. It looks like it completely nullifies Stevenage's playoff bid, and I think we have to touch on them. I thought it's been an excellent season for Stevenage. I know you are a big advocate, for Stevenage in the way they play and the fact that they've won a lot of games this season. And I think it would be wrong to say that they didn't. They've had a great year, Ben, from where they've come from. I think they've done a really good, and they look like they're just blowing out of steam a little bit. I think you have to give a lot of credit to Steve Evans for Burton. It's a great win away from home. Someone was playing Martin Patterson bingo, which I extremely liked on
Jake bingo before.
You have to subscribe to T-Lock to find out what that's all about. But it was a good win for Burton. Really important. Obviously, with yourselves winning, they would want to stay there. Cheltenham getting beat as well. Port Vale getting beat. I feel like Burton were the real winners yesterday in the relegation zone. So, good win, but they've got to back it up, Ben. They've got Cheltenham on Tuesday at home. Massive. If Burton are wanting to stay up, they need to win that. They're going to have to win that. So, put Stevenage's season to a conclusion, and it keeps Burton fighting that little bit longer.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sue was a big fan of the video. I appreciate that, Sue. Thank you very much. If Sue recommends it, you need to get on it as well. Should we go to the top 6 race? Now, Barnsley are just in it. And, many weeks ago we said, oh, are they in it or are they not? And another point again, and their goal tally at home at the conceding is bad. Phillips scored his 10th goal of the season, 15 goal contributions for him, 3 and 3. Sam Smith did score his 13th goal of the season yesterday as well. He loves scoring, I think that's 7 in 10. He always comes alive this part of the season. He scored 6 and 8, I think, this time last season, with goals at Forest Green, Accrington and Fleetwood in that mix as well. Match last season's tally. Barnsley conceded 32 goals at home. Fleetwood and Carlisle are the only 2 teams to concede more than them. Fleetwood 33 and Carlisle 39, because, we just keep clean sheets, don't we? We're a clean sheet machine, it feels, after one in a row. Port Vale and Cheltenham conceded as many at home as well. Barnsley only won 1 in 6, Jay. That was away at Burton. In that period, they've drawn 2. 2 wins in 9, won their previous 3 before that. Reading safe, 14 without deductions, level with Wigan, obviously without taking Wigan's points tally, without the deductions as well. Reading have actually scored 63 goals, Jake. They do like scoring goals as well. It's most outside the top 6 with Charlton. So again, there you've got a side that are leaky at home, like conceding goals, especially in the first 15, 20 minutes, feels this season. What do you think, mate, of this one?
I'm really impressed with Reading, Ben. And I said this last week after we got a point there. I think they're a phenomenal outfit. Sam Smith is a really industrious centre forward. Lewis Wing has shown on several occasions the quality that he possesses. His goal was fantastic yesterday. Again, I think he scored. Did he score in midweek away at Bristol Rovers as well? A free kick straight into the top corner. They're going to be a serious outfit, I think, Reading next year, Ben. I don't think, I think we're going to be looking at a team that will be pushing for top 6 if the ownership gets sorted. You're looking at surprise, mate.
No, not at you. Just keep
I was going to say Reading are a pretty good team.
I know that.
Barnsley, are we worried about Barnsley, Ben? And I know they've got 74 points on the board. But performances, like you just mentioned, have been really poor, and certainly in recent weeks. What do you think? Are we thinking Barnsley might drop? I don't know if Barnsley are going to drop out, but I can imagine that sort of team are looking to finish 6th. Might just clip them into 5th. What do you think?
Yeah. Barnsley have got to go away at Portsmouth, got to go away at Blackpool, and got Northampton at home. Now, in that period, Barnsley are on 75 points. They lose their next 2 games, right? Blackpool beat Barnsley, right? Lincoln beat Oxford, let's say, in that run, right? Lincoln would go into... See Lincoln win their next 2 games, right? That'll take Lincoln to 74, right? If Blackpool win against Barnsley next week, that'll take them to 73. So we go Blackpool 73, Lincoln 74. If Oxford, say, win one of their games this week, say Stevenage at home, and lose to Lincoln, like we've just said, that'll take them to 76, right? Barnsley would only be in by a point, right? They've got to beat Northampton at home and then hope that, and potentially if they drop points there, Lincoln could slip in by beating Portsmouth at home. Could even draw goal difference. You never know.
When we beat Portsmouth, you mean?
Yeah, shut up. And then Blackpool got to go away at Reading. So I don't think it's already safe. I think Barnsley are 1 win away. I think Peterborough are in. I think Peterborough's season's done until the 27th of... But it's dangerous. They've been in a dangerous period for a while now. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all folks out. Blackpool did win yesterday, and it was a
Mhm.
good win for them. They scored within 22 seconds. Jake will know all about 22 seconds as Dembele scores his 7th goal of this season as well. 11 assists in that period as well, and only started 27 out of the 37 matches. The best player on the pitch the other day at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool have won their last 3 1-0, 4 clean sheets in 4. Blackpool have scored 4 in their last 8, but only conceded 2. Blackpool only had 1 shot on target after the goal, which came in the second half. They weren't a great watch, Blackpool, and they haven't been all season, but it's a great result for the Seasiders. They're still in the mix, and all they can do is win every single game. And if they win every single game, they have won their last 5 games of the season. Or you could, they've got a chance of keeping clean sheets, and if Blackpool getting playoffs, they normally do well.
Yeah, they do. Thanks, Ben, for reminding me. I think I was watching you, Ben, on the seat. Did you go on the Seasiders pod up midweek?
I did go on the Seasiders, but I didn't drop the C-bomb this week.
Yeah, well done. I think I watched them, and they were talking about how this Blackpool team feels completely different to the Blackpool team that got promoted last time. I think they said that they're just so inconsistent, and to be honest, it would be really fitting for a League One season where all the teams are really in the league, apart from Portsmouth, have been inconsistent, to see one do really well, like Blackpool. So yeah, I like you say, Ben, it was a moment of magic from Dembele. It's a great touch inside, and it's a great finish into the corner. Let's be honest, Ben, Karamoko Dembele shouldn't be playing League One football. I've got no idea why your favourite team in France have loaned him out to Blackpool. He's a very quality player, whether he plays in that 8, whether he plays out wide. I think he's an absolute menace to anybody at this level, and the goal yesterday showed. But like you say, Blackpool, they're just winning at the moment. All they can do is win, and they've just got to hope that other things go their way and they can sneak in. And who have they got? The last 2, Barnsley and Reading.
Yeah, Barnsley at home.
For me, Ben, I think that's. I'm not saying this because they're a rival, but I think that's quite a difficult 2 games in terms of stereotypically on this year. Barnsley have been good away and Reading have been pretty good at home. So you look at it on the face and say Blackpool haven't been great away, but they've been very good at home. So you think that Barnsley game on next weekend will be a really good one, good watch, because that's one of the best home teams coming up against one of the best aways. But I think if they need something going into that Reading game, I really like Reading. Having watched them, I think they're a really good side, and I mentioned it earlier. They've got some great players, Ben. And
Reading
I think
beat
they'll make
Blackpool last year in the Championship, I think.
Yeah,
as well.
I think they'll make it difficult. I really do. So, it's a tough game for them, as we experienced last week. So, they just got to do all they can, really.
Just shy of 250 people in the chat. If you could subscribe, 112 away from 14,000 subscribers. We're trying to hit that by Saturday. So we've got lots of content coming this week as well. So please subscribe down below if you haven't already. 60% who watched this show last week as well weren't subscribed. And I'm sorry there wasn't a show on Wednesday. YouTube issues. We were planning to go live. I was here ready, and unfortunately we couldn't go live. So if you could subscribe and like, we're just shy of 100 likes as well at this moment. That'd be massively appreciated. As we go to Oxford, 13 goals in their last 3. They're turning into Lincoln City, aren't they?
Haven't they?
For the first time in their history, they've won by 4 or more in their last 3 games as well. Harris scored his 14th goal of the season, 5 goals to assist in his last 4. Only had 26 touches, the least of any player to play 90 minutes yesterday as well. Ruben Rodriguez has scored 9 goals this season from an expected goals of 5.45. Oxford, 13 goals, which shows you everything as well. They only scored 13 in their previous 9. How long ago does that Bolton 5-0 defeat go? That was only 3 or 4 weeks ago that they managed to bounce back with wins over Port Vale, Fleetwood in that period as well, and managed to back up against Burton and yesterday against Peterborough as well, drawing there away at Shrewsbury, which will be a little bit, gutted about. Josh Murphy's a fan that, Ward has been going on about a lot recently. 6 goals, 4 assists, but 4 goals, 3 assists in his last 7 as well. Pace, power, and a lot of the goals came through his, driving ambition to get into the box. They only have 30% of the ball with the Ox, but an expected goals of 2.96. 0.7, which is a penalty, to 1.97 from Peterborough. Peterborough only had one shot on target, but the first 2 goals were absolutely comical. Playing out from the back, Jed Steele will have a lot to work on. Katongo as well. I just wonder if they might change a few things, goalkeeper, defensive-wise, for the visit of the mighty Fleetwood Town on Tuesday evening. For Peterborough, they've come back from worse than this. I think they lost 4-2 away at Wycombe. They weren't great. I know for a fact that Darren McAntony has said to Darren Ferguson, get him in every single day. I know they went to the gym. David Lloyd did a spinning session after the game against Port Vale. A quick turnaround. He said in his interview, I might have watched every Sky Bet League One interview today. I spent an hour and a half watching every manager's interview. And why am I single? I wonder. That is why.
Yeah. How long do you want, mate? I've got a whole book of reasons why you're single here, Ben. Shall I talk Oxford, Ben?
Yeah, 5 stars,
good, mate. Yeah, they're good.
What's the time? 5 past Peterborough. That's a bit.
5 past Peterborough. Yeah,
I'm going to get
only good teams only good teams can hit teams in Cambridgeshire for 6 goals, lads. So don't worry about it. But yeah, I thought Oxford. It very much reminded me, Ben, of. You're right. You make the comparisons to Lincoln. I think you're absolutely spot on in terms of when we were winning games by that sort of margin. You certainly look at maybe the Bristol Rovers game and the Barnsley game. We would have had about 30-40% of the ball, had so many shots on target and scored all of them, just being clinical. I think Oxford were that yesterday. Thought they were absolutely ruthless in front of goal. Yes, Peterborough's mistakes did help them, but they're in a lot of form. And Wardy mentioned it on T-Lop earlier. You know, you've gone and you've beaten Fleetwood and Burton by 4-0 each. That's something that you should be doing. But to play Peterborough, a team that, you know, a lot of people were expecting Peterborough to go there and win after their midweek fiasco and winning at Wembley. And I just think they didn't show up whatsoever. You know, we've said so many times, Ben, how Peterborough are this electric front flowing football team that have got a really good front four in Mason Clark, Poku, Ricky J. Jones. They've got Joel Randall, and all of a sudden it completely disappears. So yeah, it's a bit of a sticky one for Peterborough. For Oxford, they'll be bouncing off the walls. Obviously, we mentioned a couple of weeks ago how big this week is for Oxford in terms of make or break the season. And look, they've got 2 tough games to go in terms of this week, and then they've got a tough one away at Exeter. They'll be bouncing on the wall. I think they can beat anybody at this moment in time. And I'm happy for them. I am. They're a good side. They play football the right way. They've got a young, progressive head coach. And you know what? If they don't get in the playoffs now, Ben, being 5 points in front of Lincoln with 3 games to go, if they don't do it now, they've absolutely lost their bottle. So let's put it on Oxford. Well done, getting in the playoffs, and we'll see you next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I do apologise. I think I've been putting the chat on too quickly for some viewers at home. Right, Derby County then. Having a look at this.
We're not going to talk about Lincoln.
Well, I thought top 2 race. I thought that's what I thought I was waiting for. No, what it is with Lincoln, the notes. My notes for Lincoln are on that sideboard. I didn't want to leave.
Don't worry, mate. I can talk you through
Lincoln
it.
City then. Unfortunate yesterday. Wigan snatched it right at the end. Wigan have scored. I said they would. Yeah, great result for them. Charlie Hughes. Danny Monjoy did score a really nice goal.
He did.
Scubala's interview, and I liked it. I thought, it showed a lot of passion, and he basically said, look, it's a small squad, which it is. If he drops plays, he's going to get, well, why is he not playing? Why is he not playing? I think that break came at a good time for you when the players had a bit of a time off it, but he's been relentless ever since. And he's kind of shown, away at Reading is a tough game, big pitch, and then at home. And look, Lincoln have had average 2 points a game, mate, in 2024. And it's the first defeat in 17 matches. And everyone's going over, oh, it's over. And people will blame, I'm not saying it's over, people will blame that game if you don't get in the playoffs. No, the reason why you haven't got into the playoffs, you didn't have a striker for 2 months. You didn't win for 3 months. You didn't, you had at one stage 14 players out injured, first team players, and then you've been able to attract players into the football club, like your Moylan's, like your Joe Taylors, those types of players that have made a big impact on your season as well. And then you've brought players in like McGrandles, who's got injured as well. That hasn't helped your case as well. You've got a good squad. You really have. That'll be the reason. But again, 68 points, mate, with 3 games to play. You've got away, go away. Oxford, Cheltenham, and Portsmouth. If you go and win those games, get 77 points, look, Oxford going to need 4 points. If you go and win the games, potentially Oxford, you could afford Oxford winning 1, losing 1, drawing 1. If you beat Oxford, then they need 4 points out of 2 games minimum just to level points with you. That's the positive aspect you've got. But, Blackpool, you can forget about them. It's in your hands.
Not in our hands at all. It's not in our hands at all, is it?
Well, it is if you beat Oxford, then, you never know. Well, it's in your hands over Blackpool.
Then we'll need Fat Man Steve Evans to help us out if we beat Oxford.
All those comments you made about
Can you imagine? I'll be on the Stevenage Football Club podcast with Farley going, look, Steve, I know I said this all about you in the previews, but I really do love you. I really need you to do the business for me. Look, I thought yesterday... I'll be fair in it. I thought Wigan were the best team for 20 minutes, and that capped off a goal. I thought we came out the blocks really slowly. Yeah. Wigan, they zipped the ball around really well. I thought Matt Smith in midfield was fantastic. Tello Asgard is a player that we've highlighted, Ben, on several occasions. Very good footballer, and they play the ball around really nicely. I think they watched Reading when we played against them last week, and they clearly thought there was a bit of a game plan they could follow, and they were able to get out through their fullbacks, and that's where the goal comes from. They're really good if they get the ball out wide, and I don't know why Lincoln didn't know this, but Johnny Smith only shoots with his left foot. It takes a nasty deflection. It's a good team goal from a Wigan point of view, but it's scrappy from our point of view, and it just takes it out of the reach against. And don't take anything away from the strike, because he did it to us last year, Ben, for Burton. Then I thought it was all Lincoln. I thought the next 25 minutes of the first half were all Lincoln. We had opportunities. We had a goal disallowed. I think the first one was rightfully disallowed. I think he is a yard or so offside, but whether it comes off a Wigan player, I don't know. I'm not going to moan about that one. I think you get those ones. Danny scores a worldie. I think it's a great strike. Just as I was saying, don't shoot, you prat. He goes and puts it in the bottom corner. Fantastic strike. And then we start the second half. Half time came at the wrong time because we had momentum going in at half time 1-1. We thought we were going to go on and win the game. And the second half, we come out again completely different to the first half. We come out, we have another goal disallowed. That one, I was a little bit less convinced with the officiating on. I thought Joe Taylor was just onside. I think it was the left-sided centre-back. It might have been Charlie Hughes that had played him on. But the good thing is, Ben, Joe Taylor's getting in goal-scoring positions and he's putting the ball in the net. We know we can do that, and we know that can happen. The third disallowed goal is what I've got an issue with, and if you've watched Skabala's interview, Ben, you'll know that this is the one that we've got an issue with. I don't think the linesman is in a good enough position to tell that the ball's gone out. You look at the Wigan players. I think if the ball had gone out and he played on, I think if the ball had gone out, Wigan players would have appealed for it. They didn't. They kept quiet. Joe Taylor pulls it back. Enrico Hackett scores. And I think if that counts, which I think it probably should do, because I don't think the linesman should guess, I think we go on and win the game at 2-1 up. I know that's if, but some maybes. If my aunt had wheels, should be a bike, etc. But I think it defines it, Ben. And then ultimately, like you said in Skabala's interview, he went to go and win the game because he saw the Oxford result. They were 5-0 up, and he thought, well, we've got to win, so we might as well go all out and win. And we did. We brought McCarmer on, we brought Draper on, we changed it. We dropped Housey into midfield. We went for it, and we lost the game because we went for it. And if we're going to have, we should also have had a penalty. Katie, thank you for reminding me for a handball, but such is life. Yeah, look, I like that approach from Skabala. I do, because under Kennedy it was so different. It was all about not losing, and Skabala clearly is that offensive minded. He wants to go and win the game. And look, can Lincoln go to Oxford on Tuesday and win, Ben? Absolutely, we can go to Oxford and win on Tuesday. Will we? I don't know, but we can. And if we do our job, like you say, there's every chance that we can finish on 77 and still make the top 6. So look, we do our job. We can just hope, but. I thought Wigan were a good team. It would be unfair to say that they weren't. I think they are a good side.
A massive thank you for Steve Evans joining the podcast now. Thanks for coming on, Steve. I really appreciate it. Next up, top two race. Right, I'll tell you where, we'll go Derby, Orient. Paul Warne listened to his press conference just before. 50 wins for the 50-year-old in 97 matches as Derby County manager, 21 draws, 26 defeats in that period. They've won 14 home games this season with Carlisle to play. 43 points at home last season, 44 points this season at home as well. 20 clean sheets for that man as well. 46 points at home this season. Sorry, I do apologise. 20 clean sheets, the most in the division, which is a great stat as well. Orient before yesterday had won 2, drawn 1, lost 2, lost 1, of the previous 5 games as well. Great result for Derby. They've got to go away next weekend and win. Cambridge away is a tough game, as you've seen. Cambridge have got some tough games to go at the bottom area, and Carlisle at home. They did the job yesterday. The fans right behind the team, they were singing a song about Bolton losing, which Paul Warne found amusing. He also mentioned where Sonny Bradley was in the team for the impact from corners. He scored 3 of them from 3 different corner takers: Mendes Lang, Sibley, and Conor Horahan. And Sonny Bradley, he managed to get a brace himself as well. Good win for them. 3-0, 3 points, clean sheet, at home, good crowd, nice day, 50 wins for Paul Warne, on a roll. Third in the table this season in 2024. Only Lincoln have got a better points per game record, and Portsmouth have got a better points per game record than them. The 4 points clear of Bolton. If Bolton do not win on Tuesday night and Derby win next week, Derby are promoted. If Bolton draw and Portsmouth win, I think that potentially, goal difference could swing it their way, but you never know. I think Bolton got a better, superior goal difference anyway. But all they got to think about is 2 wins away, and if they
it's
win
in their hands,
game,
Ben. It's in their hands. Bolton were making a big deal out of the other week. I certainly know House Proud Cole was making a big deal about how it was in Bolton's hands if they're expecting to beat Portsmouth, which we'll come on to later. Look, I thought they were. I thought Derby were great in terms of that they're just so relentless at home. They've won a lot of games, like you mentioned. Sonny Brad, I really enjoy the fact that Paul Warne comes out and explains it tactically, because I think not a lot of managers can come out and say that sort of thing. So, yeah, really, really big win. It's in their hands, like I say. They know if they win their 2 games that they're promoted back to the Championship after 2 years at League One level. Really impressed. They've had a wobble this year, but I think the thing that separates Derby and Bolton is that the wobble for Derby lasts a few games and they all of a sudden they go in and win 2 or 3 after, whereas Bolton they have a shaky period and they continued it. You look at I think it was a couple of weeks ago, their away record was the worst in the league in the last 6. So big win for Derby. For Leyton Orient, but I think we should be similar to how we are with Stevenage and Northampton, congratulating them on a fantastic season back at this level. Richie Wellens has done a fantastic job. They've played a good brand of football. They've picked up a lot of points. They were in the playoff race until mathematically yesterday. That is when their playoff hopes were dashed. So, yeah, lots of credit to both teams. Derby will be buzzing that it's back in their hands, and they'll know that if they control what they can control, then it's sorted.
Bolton 1, Portsmouth 1. Right, okay. Portsmouth 91 points. Got Barnsley, Wigan, and Lincoln to play. Bolton 84, Shrewsbury, Vale, and Peterborough to play. Derby got that 2-point cushion with a game less. A game at home for Shrewsbury, massive. Portsmouth can still get 100 points. Barnsley at home, the visitors could be where they get promoted. Also, by the way, Bolton have a previous record against Peterborough of winning on the final day and winning promotion from League One. They'll be thinking that it was at home. They beat Fleetwood to automatic promotion to the Championship. I'll repeat that. They beat Fleetwood to automatic promotion to the Championship. We were 1 game away from the Championship. And we drew to Port Vale. They went down and Bolton won and went up. Look, it was a game of basically of Bolton dominance. It was. A game maybe 12 months ago where Portsmouth lose. A stat for you, Conor O'Galvey hasn't lost a game in Portsmouth shirt when he's been playing for 400 days, which I saw that on Pompey Twitter this morning and was blown away by that. Bolton had the lion's share possession, 1.83 to 0.26 expected goals. It was an individual piece of brilliance from an individual man, of brilliance in Abu Kamara, 8 goals this season, and 6 players have scored, have got over 20 goal contributions this season. He's well on their way. I think you've got Paddy Lane, although he's got no goals and assists in 8 games. Kamara and Lane could easily be on their way in the last 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then after they went 1-0 up, probably scored a little bit too early. A bit like you've always said Lincoln scored too early in the playoff final.
Thanks,
Because
Ben.
you always say it, mate. Mate, I'm not taking the mick because who beat you? Come on now.
Yeah. That'll put you between a rock and a hard place, that game, didn't it?
Bolton had 4 or 5 opportunities where they peppered that goal. I thought Sean Raggett was outstanding in blocking everything. And that's his type of defending, blocking and heading, kicking the ball away as far away from the goal as possible. And Tom said as well, this game's not going to end 1-0. And he was quite right. Collins again into those 20 goals as well. Devante Cole, Jamie Reid and Collins have all joined that list this week as well. Collins 10 goals, 10 assists. He got 28 goal contributions last season. But Pompey now unbeaten in 16 games. A little bit of a stat for you. Portsmouth have got more points in the last 16 games in 38, won 11, drawn 5, than Fleetwood have in 43 games in 37. That is ludicrous. At home, away from home this season, only lost the 2. They've only lost 4 this season as well. A point on Tuesday night would secure promotion. A win would secure the league title. And I'm glad for it because I think 18,000 fans under the lights, Tuesday night, under the lights at Fratton Park after all they've been through. Portsmouth were a club that hit rock bottom and it got worse than that for them. And I think as a club, and everything that you've been through over the years, over the 7 years, and especially this season as well with all their injuries, they deserve to celebrate together. And I'll be one that, will be so happy for them on Tuesday evening if they can finish the job. They've got a good side in Barnsley, who everyone raised the game for Portsmouth and Boltons and Derbies, but they're going to raise that game even further because you don't want to be the team that, are watched on highlights for years to come where you surrender the promotion to a team.
Yeah, just take your hoodie off, Ben. I'm pretty sure you've got a Pompey 23-24 kit under there. Have you not?
I've got a Fleetwood sound badge celebrating 10 years in League One.
That's going to come to an end. Look, I think on the game, I thought Bolton were better. I think Portsmouth took their moment in the first half, which they did for Abu Kamara, really, really well struck into the corner. And then from there on, it was pretty much Bolton dominance. I thought Rico Santos had a fantastic game. They moved the ball through the thirds. I've seen lots of praise, and rightfully so, for Josh Sheehan. He had a fantastic game holding that midfield for Bolton. And they had opportunities. The moments in the game, Yondeli Bodvarsson should score. Potentially, Portsmouth could have had a penalty on Cassini Yengi. I mean, I've seen it back, and I think the more I see it back, the more likely it probably should be given. But I think I can understand in real time why the referees not give it. I think it's probably. Do you know what? It's probably. I think it's probably the right result in terms of the quality that both teams have shown this year. I don't think Portsmouth would have deserved to have gone to go to Bolton and got beat. They've been phenomenal, like you say, and we're very lucky to be good friends with Tom, and we understand what it means to the people of Portsmouth, and we know a lot of good people around Tom, and they're the people that I'm most pleased for, really. The likes of Reese, the likes of Dill, the likes of Pepe, Barn, Gaz from Malta, Andrew, etc. Those are we're happy for them because they're a fantastic group of people. They've been through the ringer following Portsmouth for the last 12 years or so, and they're going to get their night under the lights at Fratton on Tuesday. I have no doubt in my mind they're going to win. They'll win the title. If they can go easy and sort of have a couple of beers for the next couple of weeks, that would be much appreciated. But they've been a real... and this is the reason why I think they've won the league, Ben, is because, and I've said it to you several times in private conversations, Portsmouth are the only team this year that have played the whole season like it's the last 5 games. They're the only team. Bolton and Derby gone, there's games coming up, they'll be absolutely fine. We can bounce back. Pompey have gone, win, move on, and they've amassed over 90 points now. They're a fantastic side. They've got some good players, and I think even going up, Ben, taking a step up, I think they'll be competitive in the Championship. I don't think they'll be doing what Ipswich have done. Ipswich are a freak, and they're a very good side, but I don't think this Pompey side, with the likes of Regan Poole coming back, maybe Robertson coming into the team. He was in the away end yesterday, which was nice to
He wants
see.
to come back.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll get Abu back. I know they'd love Abu Kamara back, but I really think he's going to be fantastic for Norwich next season. So that will disappoint Portsmouth fans, but they're going to go up as champions, mate, and they absolutely deserve it. Bolton, I think, you're going to have to settle for the playoffs. And you know what? Looking at the form that the 4 teams are in for the playoffs, Ben, I think you're going to probably back Bolton to win them based on the teams that are in there at the moment. I can't look past a Bolton Peterborough final at the moment.
No, absolutely. As we just tickle over that hour mark, we've still got half an hour here. We're going to go through the League One table, but I think it's about time we welcome the 2 new boys, Stockport County and the runners up in the 2011-12 season. Wrexham also joined League One. 98 points that season. Only Fleetwood on 102 goals scored in 103 points. 100 points, 100 goals.
You were a good side that year, Ben, because you played. I remember you were a good side.
Yeah, we weren't bad, were we? As you know, I think, were you in our division that year? I think you were, weren't you?
Yeah, we were, mate. Yeah, we came 16th.
17th, yeah.
17th, yeah. You beat us 2-1 at your place?
Yeah, it's what we did that season, isn't it? So welcome them, boys. We will have a video. I will have a video welcoming all the new teams, as well as a special series of how Portsmouth won promotion, how this team won promotion, how this team won. We've got everything coming, so get subscribed. I think we've got
relegated.
Yeah, 25 pieces of content between now and May the 18th, which is 4 weeks. 4 weeks a day. So we're going to be very busy, I think. So get subscribed down below. That'd be massively appreciated. Right, League One table. Go on, Jay. Plug your Twitter while I just go and get my data up.
It's down there, and I know everyone's been keen to give me a lot of stick tonight. So if you want to come and give me a bit of stick where I can reply via a DM and not, you know, not say stuff publicly. Come and give me a follow. I'm over 11. I think I'm nearly at 1,100 followers now on Twitter. So if you can come and give me a follow, that'd be much appreciated. Tag is down below my name.
Yeah, of course. Hang
on,
wrong table. We'll come to it. Don't worry. Is that the right one?
Yeah, that's the right one. You probably
we'll come to the top half, and we'll go to the bottom half because I need to go and get it up. Jay, talk me through it.
Yeah, look, I think. Oh, I love how put the table back up. The table's got arms, Ben. No, put it back. I look like a prat now. Woo, the table's got hands. Yeah, no, it's competitive, that top half. I think Exeter, Northampton, Leighton Orient, and Stevenage have all had fantastic seasons, whilst their seasons may well be over. I think they've been fantastic additions in their style of football. Exeter, sticking with Gary Caldwell, I think they've been excellent. John Brady's brought a really attractive brand of football, as has Richie Wellens in at Leighton Orient. Less so Stevenage, but I think they've been a really good addition to the league this year. Then you've got Lincoln, Blackpool, and Oxford. For me, are competing for that last spot. It's likely going to fall to Oxford, but it's really tight. Obviously, if things go against Oxford this week, then they could be looking at dropping out. Barnsley not in fantastic form. Could they drop out? I think 75 points. I think they probably need 1 win from their 3, although they have got 3 tough games. Peterborough looks cemented. I think Bolton won't be catching Derby, and then you've got Derby and Portsmouth that I think will take those automatic promotion places. But I think, Ben, that the overall quality in that top half, I think for me, Ben, I don't know what you think. I don't know if you're even here or listening to me at this point in time. Oh my God, that was weird. That was bizarre.
I'm trying to get the League One table up.
I think the quality of that top half is better than what the quality of the top half was last season by a country mile, because you had Lincoln, Shrewsbury around the bottom of that top half last year. Charlton weren't great. Portsmouth weren't fantastic. I think the quality has massively increased. Oh.
Keep going.
I've run through the old table for about 2 minutes. I don't know what you want me to say. Would you like me to go through each team in depth?
Yeah.
Okay, where do I start, people? Who do you want to hear about?
We're back now. Don't worry. We've got a tech issue.
Bottom half. Ben, you can do the bottom half because you stitched me up.
Yeah, Carlisle United, 30 points relegated from the division. They've managed to get to 30 points. I think 7 wins all season. Only Fleetwood, only won one more game, 37 points this year. 6 adrift, could be relegated from Tuesday night onwards. Cheltenham, big games coming up for their football club, Port Vale, and Burton still in it. You still think Cambridge and Shrewsbury need another point, Jake? Reading, Charlton, Bristol Rovers, Wycombe, and Wigan have all secured safety. Wigan will be 64 points, Jake, which would have them 10th in the league, 4 points behind your boys. And I kind of think if they were there, they'd maybe have not reached the level that they'd have in recent weeks. Sean Maloney said, he's very happy with this season. He's working out for next season. He wants to take the football club back to where they found them. Great interview. I thought it was one of his best that I've heard this season. He gets a lot of pelters because he's not 6'1", and not naturally on the eye, but he's a hard-working manager. He's done well this season, and for me, up there for what he's done. I predicted Wigan 13th in the table. Got so much abuse from you boys. Well, just saying, I kind of think that it's been a decent call. Hopefully, they stay in and around that half. They'll obviously be looking for the top 12 because it's still doable. They've had some good days out this year. Beat Bolton home and away. Beat Blackpool. I managed to be successful this year.
Yes, mate. Well, I did the top half, so I think your assessment at the bottom half's pretty spot on. Thoughts? I know, obviously, I know you want to do a video on this, Ben, and I did run the idea by you before we went on. The League One team of the season officially has been announced. Can I run you through it? Because I think
go on then.
So
I'm not giving mine out yet.
No, I don't want you to give. I want you to give your thoughts on this team. So they've gone 4-4-2. They've gone Will Norris in goal.
No.
That's not one that I.
Where's Jay Lynch?
So,
Actually, no. I'd rather have Bet Lynch.
Yeah, I think there's a certain 6'7" Morrison shopping Dane that maybe we'll have an argument. You tell me, Sue. I think Lucas can feel a little bit hard done by there. They've got Josh Dackris Cogley, Connor Shocknessy, Erin Cashin, and Harrison Burrows. I agree with some of those.
Cogley.
I don't agree with Cogley. Shocknessy's on the border for me. I think there have been better centre halves than Shocknessy this year. The midfield four that they've done, I agree with. I think I agree with this midfield four actually. Of Mendes Lang, Marlon Pack, Josh Sheehan, and Ephron Mason Clark. I think that's a pretty decent midfield four.
What a guy.
Yes. Gaz from Malta. Scroll back about 30 seconds to give you a lot of loving. And then they've got a front two, Ben, that I think you can argue one of them. Alfie May and BGR has made the official team of the season.
Wow. You want to find my League One team this season in my 25 videos? Get subscribed down below.
I'm sure there'll be a Teal-Up episode about it, won't there, Ben?
Oh, yeah, great. Can't wait for that. Right. 15, 20 minutes or so Q&A. Get your questions in down below. And we'll answer, we'll go on as long as we can.
There's one, Ben Darrell put one in about Stevenage next year. Don't know if you...
Yeah, I don't think they'll do as well next year. I think that you look yesterday, Presley has scored about 4 goals all year. I think Elliot Lish has scored 4 goals. I don't think an unpopular opinions video's coming out, and one's about Big Goal Reedy that I'm going to get pelters for, and I can't wait for that. Luckily, I need to go to Stevenage next season. I've got to be fair about Blackpool because I've got to think of my safety walking around Blackpool, day to day.
I think they'll have a second season syndrome. I think it's a real worry for some teams, isn't it? They come up, they play well. You look at Cambridge, they came up, did really well first year, found it difficult the second year. I don't know if Stevenage will perhaps have that bigger drop off because Steve Evans is a manager who likes to win and will want to be competitive. But I can see Stevenage, just looking at the league, I think it's going to be a lot stronger. I can see them sort of finishing mid-table, 15th, around there.
I think it's a good season that for them. That's where they are this season, 2024. Go on then. I'll be crying them away home.
Well, as long as you're already on the Bears final day of the year.
If the bottom 4 go down, who do you think will do better in League 2? Well, for me, Carlisle, I think will push for the playoffs. I think Fleetwood will finish in the bottom 6 next season. And there's many reasons for that. I think that a budget will be cut in half. You've got an inexperienced manager that I think deserves an opportunity. I think you're going to have an inexperienced squad. I think the better players this year, like Brendan, Stockley. Stockley not playing these last few games of the season says everything. That he's fourth striker over sudden behind Lonergan and Graydon and Promise. It says reasons. You always... Teams this time, I've seen that don't think they've got anything to play for, don't play the best team. They play the team that they're going to work with next season.
Yep.
Obviously, you're still going for something. So the players that might attract interest in the summer will still be playing. Yeah, I'm worried for next season. No ownership still. That's all that matters now, getting a new owner in. And look, bottom six, if we stay up.
Cheltenham and Port Vale, Ben? Where do you think
Cheltenham, I think, will be mid-table. I think they'll be about 15th, 16th, just above Fleetwood. Port Vale, I think, will be top 12. I think they'll be that team that will just miss outside of the playoffs. Going on to that, I think Stockport and Wrexham will be a great addition this year to League One. I think Wrexham will finish like Bolton did in their first season in League One. I think Wrexham will finish 9th or 10th. I think they won't have enough for the playoffs. I think Parky will get a little bit of abuse for that. But I don't think they want to go back. I think it's too quickly. I think they need a couple of years in League One, like Bolton have done. Bolton has done it perfectly, where 9th playoffs potentially go up this year. They've got to go up this year or next, Bolton. Otherwise, it gets tiresome. I think this has been a 5-year plan with Everett. Well, I think he's in year 4, isn't he? Promotion, 9th playoff. This is year 4, doing really well. I think Stockport will be top 12, 12th area. I think that'd be a good season for them after going up, getting into the playoffs, losing to
Carlisle.
Carlisle in the playoff final. They beat Salford on penalties. Hinchcliffe with some clutch saves there as well. They've got a good squad. Your Maddens, your Sarsfield, 7 promotions, as mentioned before.
I don't think I'm as sold as you are on the newly promoted team.
I think Wrexham will finish. Wrexham have already got a League One team. They've got budget. They'll finish above a lot of the teams currently. They're a lot better than a lot of the teams in League One this year already.
Ollie Palmer.
Ollie Palmer won't be there next season.
League One striker.
Ollie Palmer won't be there next season.
I don't know. I think
Mullen will score 20 goals in League One next season.
I don't know about that. I think in terms of the teams going down, I think Carlisle will come straight back up. I look at the quality of the league next year. I think they've got investment. I think they've got some good players. Georgie Kelly and Luke Armstrong will be a really good combination down there. I think if they sign a couple more as well. Fleetwood, I don't think you'll finish bottom 6. I think you'll finish bottom 10, sort of 40, maybe 16th.
What I've been told is worrying though, mate.
I completely understand, Ben. But
you got an experienced manager. Yeah. You look at Forest Green.
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but I think over the summer it will not get sorted, but I think everyone will be playing from a level playing field. I think Cheltenham and Port Vale, I think, are both sort of between 14th and maybe 9th, just missing out. I think one of them will have a run for the playoffs, maybe a little bit like what Donny are doing at the moment. But look, I'm looking forward to having Wrexham up and Stockport. We went down, and obviously I know you'll think that we went down with Stockport in 2011, so we've got a big affiliation with them. Who do we think's coming down, Ben? That's been a question that's been asked in the chat.
Rotherham.
Well done, Ben. Well done. You've got the simple one out of the way. Well done, mate.
Oh, I think Plymouth still need another point. They've got to go away at Stoke, and
I think Wednesday might come back down.
You've got an agenda against them, mate. You've got an agenda against them. It's unbelievable.
Look at them. They've won 12 games all season.
Yeah, but you could also say they've lost 1 in 5, unbeaten in 3, 5 points from the last 3.
I think Huddersfield will come down.
I do think Huddersfield. Birmingham, great result yesterday. Yeah, I'd probably have to go.
I think Plymouth will be fine now. I think Plymouth will be fine. Back-to-back wins has sorted them right out, hasn't it?
Well, 2 wins in 3. They got a point, didn't they, in the midweek? And probably need another point, realistically, if you think about it. Can I just say, by the way, my 50-point motto that I always say in League One to keep you up, again, for another season out the window, 46, I think, maybe from now on. Anyway, we'll come to the comments again. Use your money on. I think Burton will win this one 2-1.
I don't know what I went for. Did I go for a draw? I think I did.
The aim's got to be 50 points, then build from there. I don't think top 10 yet.
I don't think they'll be strong enough for top 10, but I think they'll have another good season. Top 12, I think, is more realistic.
Wrexham will go for League One players. I think Wrexham will they've already got Sam Marriott, and who's managed to score his first goal. Look, I'm not going to have a dig at money because, people who live in glass houses, as Jake would say, you can't dig at that.
You shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't buy all this manager of the year, team of the year. I don't think so.
I do, but I do think it. I think Skabala.
I don't. I'm not saying you don't deserve it. I'm there like, does it matter if he wins it or not?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But it is nice to get recognition, and I think Skabala, and there'll be a lot of fans of clubs.
I finished second. I don't like mentioning it, but
Yeah, but I think he should. I still think that he should have won it, given the fact that we won 5-1, 5-0, and 6-0 in a month, conceded 1 goal across 6 games. So,
yeah, I
think
agree
he
with
should have won it.
that. Told you at the service, Ben. We'll be in League One. Yeah, buzzing for you. Well,
Who's that, Ben?
Stockport County. It was good to see. I went to a couple of. I think I watched them against Bromley through not last season before, and drew 1-1. And then I watched them against Salford twice last year. Obviously, I've been trying to watch them a bit this year as well. And I'm going to be doing a new video, another one on all the teams. I've kind of got a list that already made. So I'm buzzing to welcome Stockport next season. I think they're going to be. You look at it, even Mansfield. Look, Fleetwood. Let's be honest about it. Fleetwood shouldn't be in League One. Here we go again. Fleetwood, shouldn't be in League One. And look, we've taken the spots of Wrexham and Stockport for many years now. Keep going back. Judging by what you do in the summer, where do you see the gas? I think top 12.
I think constant progress from where you are. So you were 17th. It looks like you're going to maybe finish 14th. I think top 12 would be a good finish for Gas. Obviously, the new manager as well is going to have his first full window, isn't he? So that's interesting.
Absolutely. So we are currently 107 subscribers away from 14k. I really want to 14k.
We've had no members this week, Ben. We had about 20 last week. Disappointing everyone.
There's a great video coming out very, very soon as well. So I'm looking forward to releasing that. But no, busy week of content coming this week. We've got Peterborough away on Tuesday. We've got a League One Unpopular Opinions. We've got a Wednesday show. We've got a members video. We've got
a midweek T-Lop as well, Ben.
A late and Orient, a midweek T-Lop. We've got them. At the end of the season, I think I've got to record something like 13 videos in about 7 days. So I should be done at university this time next week. Thank God for that. Oh, God.
You know where I am if you need me, Ben. I'm sure you'll use that as and when.
Yeah. It's in budget. Wisby Garden Centre food isn't exactly cheap, is it? Especially when you have to send it back 3 times because you don't like tomato.
Did we tell Sue we went back there and it was pretty bad?
Yeah, it was a bit of a girl about it.
There's one about Joe Taylor going to Portsmouth from Joey. The answer's no. He's going to play for Luton's first team next year.
Can I just say, by the way, Joe Taylor quoted 3 weeks ago, we're going to have it wrapped up by Oxford.
Correct. He did. It was a confident boy. But no, he'll play for. I think if Luton go down, I think he'll be playing for them in the Championship.
I tell you one thing now: the 3 teams, Tony just said it. 3 teams will all stay up. Mansfield were poor when I watch them, but they'll improve and they'll all stay up. Which I think for the likes of, Cambridge, Shrewsbury, whoever stay up, Burton, Port Vale, or I think that realistically they're going to be in trouble. And I think even. I can see Stevenage. I remember when Fleetwood got to the playoffs and you lost a couple of key players. But David Ball was like the Jamie Reid. We lost a couple of midfielders. Dempsey wasn't quite as good. I'm just currently putting a video together of our best moments in League One, like for a montage for Tuesday night when it's confirmed to be, if it is confirmed, because we could still win 3 games and stay up.
You could.
I hope nobody's going to write us off.
But I think next year, Ben, certainly there's going to be competitive teams. So let's say for example,
I think League One next season will be the best it's been in absolute years.
Let's say we lose.
I can't wait because we're not going to be in it, so I can enjoy it. I can really enjoy it and watch as many games as I want. The Sky deal's going to ruin it a little bit, but
let's say, Ben, we lose. Let's say, just for the sake of it, we lose Portsmouth, Derby, and we lose Bolton. Right? You're going to have Peterborough. You're going to have Barnsley, potentially Oxford. You'd have Oxford, Blackpool, Lincoln, Stockport, Wrexham.
Lincoln!
Leighton Ben, I think we'll be
I'm
competitive
joking.
next year.
Joking.
Don't you?
Calm down. Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down, man.
Leighton Orient, Northampton, Wigan will be good. Charlton will be good. Mansfield will
Rotherham.
be decent. It's gonna be chaos, mate. I think there's gonna be
I
some
can't
teams
wait.
unhappy where they finished.
We're gonna have the most ambitious goal ever in 20,000 subscribers. So Wrexham fans, come on, boys. You
Who are
know,
the big teams for you next year? Bradford. There'll be a big audience for you
Notts
next year.
County, mate, some big boys. You take the mick out of it all you
I'm
like.
not.
There's
I
some
love
big
League
teams in
Two.
League Two. Bradford. Notts County. Look, it's
Doncaster.
gonna be nice because we've got the likes of Barrow, Morecambe. Look, Fleetwood Town are a National League North team,
Oh,
right?
Chesterfield. Yeah, that's another one. That'll be a good one.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to it. Tranmere, yeah. I don't have to go to Blackpool.
What was that? There was a Tranmere vlogger.
Yeah.
When we were going up with them in the National League, and they beat Solihull 9-0, and they went above us on goal difference. And he said, "You have that link, and we're going to finish above you, lad. We're going to get you." And then we ended up in the league by about 9 points.
Well, what's good about it? I'm still going to do League One content. League One content isn't changing, and
hold on, Ben. Let me get the pen for the contract
as well. League One and League Two. Look, it's going to be.
Shall we?
It's going to be absolute chaos. We've had a couple of chats off air. I've budgeted well. There's been a couple of calls actually from other creators. I'll be honest with you.
For me?
Well, not for you, mate. They want to work with me next season on League Two.
Yes.
Someone went. I know it's preoccupied. It might be a year in advance, but have you ever thought about doing some National League? I went, give me 12 months yet, mate. Give me 12 months. And then let's see where we are.
Mate, you'll really love going to Bromley and Boreham Wood, and you'll love going to
Dorking. Away. Oh, my Christ. Look, again, I'm not going to ridicule because Fleetwood Town are punching massively above our little old weight. And
there's good Hooters next county as well. It's one
we went to Blackpool the other day, and that was to be a league fixture in League One. It is beyond ridiculous as well. They're an established, third tier club that have had good years in the Championship as well, another year in the Prem. Again, we're playing Premier League teams in League Two still as well. There's still some big teams in the National League as well when you think about it. Oldham, down there as well. They're a good football club. Swindon, another one, yeah. Chesterfield away. I'm all yours, Sue. I'm all. When we play Mansfield as well, I might come over and say hello.
You can come to all of our. Will we have many Northwestern away days? We'll have Blackpool maybe. First, will we have Bennett's near you?
Will you? That's changed. I thought you had Blackburn and Preston.
Yeah, we could do.
PSG away in a couple of years.
Let's just see how we get on Tuesday, Ben. Let's.
It's all changed. Right, I think we can wrap it up there. Thank you so much for watching. 83 minutes of League One action. Please please subscribe if you haven't already. Again, we'll be back Tuesday night as we visit the London.
Wednesday night, do you mean? You ain't going to be live on Tuesday night, are you?
Well, I'm going on Peterborough Away vlog. We'll be back then. Okay. That's when the next see me on the channel. It'll be a tough moment. Just skip to 11 minutes into the video. Then that's the juicy content you can get for Twitter. Thank you so much. I'll make sure I put an advert about 10:30 so the AdSense can pay me. If you could subscribe. Jake, thank you so much for coming on, mate.
No, thank you, Ben. I've enjoyed these this year. It's been pretty good, mate. Despite obviously our different fortunes, I think we've done pretty well to get through. Well, we've done 40 game weeks now. I think audience is growing week on week. We're getting there, and we just appreciate everyone that comes in and comments and interacts. And no, it's been good. So and get this young man to 14k subscribers. By the way, I've seen the work that he puts in because I've seen all his notes and I see the work that he does, and he spends hours.
Do you want to see? So
he rings me at 3 a.m, stressed out over YouTube, and he's on FaceTime to me every Saturday. He puts a lot of work in, and so does Tricky Tone behind the cams. So if you could give him a subscribe, he more than deserves it, and I reckon you get 20k by the end of next season, Ben. I reckon.
My notes are falling off the floor. Hang on a minute.
You should see him throw darts, by the way. He's got the most hilarious dart throwing action I think I've ever seen in the world.
Shut up.
He leans. Thank you, Ben. He leans. You don't throw it like that. Do the lean. Do the lean. Yes.
Michael Smith. No, a big thank you to you guys all season throughout the years. It's been remarkable. And look, we've got a couple of weeks left, but it's going to continue next season. We haven't been as Fleetwood this season, but again, I've appreciated everyone that has liked, commented, and look, I do really appreciate it. And thank you for Jake for coming on all season as well. He's only missed the one show as well, which was told me at 7:59.
That was my. In fairness, I don't think she'll be watching because her new boyfriend blocked me on everything. That was Sophie's fault.
Yeah. You're not going on. You're not going to go on. So screw you, Sophie. I wonder if she'll still subscribe, but she unsubscribed. Thanks a lot, mate.
Yeah.
My 20,000 subscriber goal is to subscribe to fill the void of Sophie as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like, please subscribe on your way out. I'll be back Tuesday night as we go to Peterborough and Wednesday night for the potential Portsmouth promotion party. Good night. Go on, the boys.
Can we have some singing, please, Ben?
Oh, I forgot about that.
We need to do extra time, remember?
Yeah. What song do you want? Do you want that song that Fleetwood didn't sung the other day? Down, 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 down.
I bet people stay for this bit, don't they? Because they want to hear what
we do. Yeah, I had more messages about our 3 minutes of chat after than I did about our League One chat.
What did they say to you?
They were just saying how, I think Links was saying how funny it was. Sue loved it. They just love us. We're
both from Lincoln, mate. They're both phenomenal people. Everyone from Lincoln is phenomenal.
It's the best in the world, isn't it? Lincoln, the only good thing from Lincoln is the cathedral. Oh, and Sue's good as well.
Oh, we're getting asked questions still at this time. I'm gonna go for Nutella on toast there, Ben. It's a fantastic condiment.
What's that?
Ben's asked if we have lemon curd or Nutella on toast. I've got to say,
I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Go on.
At the moment, I've been having Greek yogurt, honey, and grapes for my breakfast, and it's genuinely phenomenal.
Christ, I'm more of just a little bit, but sometimes I don't even have butter on. Watching those. I did a 15.5K run today.
Did you? You don't talk about the fact.
No, I stupidly yesterday after having 2 pints signed up for an half marathon, and then normally I run between 10 and 15K, and I got to about 12K, and I thought, doing well here. I'm knackered. I thought, I've only got 3K to go. I thought, well, this time next week I'll have 9K to go. I'm thinking it's gonna be quite hard this. So my legs have been a bit heavy today, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. Well, you
like donuts, do you, Katie? You like donuts, do you?
That must be the yeah. Take note, Ben. There's a reason.
Prick.
There's a reason that you're too busy not listening to other podcasts, isn't there? Must be all this running.
Yeah, well, Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm too busy to go, listen to any podcasts, especially club-specific podcasts that I actually quite liked and actually do listen to, but feel like I'm too busy. I'm too important, Jake.
Sue's asked if we should get Wardy some midget gems for Tuesday.
He's a very, very small man. He had a nice haircut today, in a white t-shirt.
He did, didn't he? Look very sharp. So make sure you go over.
I might run the length of Fleetwood, which is about. 2
minutes,
2 mile, yeah. Run down the high street. Oh, hello.
Hello.
I didn't see him yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. He thinks you're autistic, Jake. He thinks you're autistic.
Who does? Bibby?
Yeah.
Well, people who live in glass houses and all that. Come on, Bibby.
Oh, you do, to be fair. You know what song I've been listening to lately? A bit of James Blunt. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. It's a bit like League One, isn't it? Goodbye, my lover. You have been the one. 10 years in League One.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, these are the days. This is what everyone's here for, isn't it?
Well, we've got a minute and a half, right? I've left a chance. If you've got any comments, you can ask them.
We've passed the watershed now, so we can start swearing, Ben.
No, we can't swear. I know you love a swear word, but I don't swear. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not impacted in anything like that.
You don't drink alcohol?
No.
I've seen you with 2 woo-woos in a slug and lettuce.
I don't drink that. I'll let you. You were on the woo-woos. I was on the bit of.
I was on the sex on the beach, mate, because that's all I'm going to get.
That's the only time you get that, isn't it? How far we've come from Cobbler's Vlogs live stream.
Oh, innit, Katie? That's mental. I don't know if you were part of them, Ben.
You know something? I remember being on Lee Charles, a football vloggers podcast, about 4 years ago. Oh my Christ! I look back at that the other day. Jeez,
How far we've come, Ben? We've gone from Lee Charles to League One Live.
Lee's a good guy.
Lee's a nice guy. Lee's a nice
We've
guy.
come a long way. Like I say, you know, I'm never big on myself. I know I'm not the best vlogger in the world, but I'm definitely in the top fucking one. Yeah.
Ben, you just said you weren't going to swear.
Bleep! Bleep!
You'll have
But
to
I've
get
seen you
someone
in
back on
person.
the
Yeah, you have.
get back on the NTFC career mode.
Yeah. Right. Have a good night. Drive safely, all. And
Yep.
for the
Take
final
care.
time, bye all. Shalom, Jackie. Thank you very much for watching.